Man, plan.
Is uh is anybody out there?
You
Our
hit.
content is being received. We are now live. It's really happening, guys.
Oh, awesome.
It's a meeting of the minds.
What's going on? We're doing a ghetto fabulous
I'd
style.
say I'd say this is unprecedented for the Fugal Nation, whatever we're calling ourselves here. We got Bubba News and Snafu Snaps on the Fake Truth Show. I mean, it's a little epic. I have to say.
I don't even see you're live. Are we live right now?
Welcome, guys. Yeah, no, we're hardcore live. We got Elish, we got Veronica Bartolini, and Carolyn Lowe so far in the chat. What's up, guys?
Well, how are you guys all doing? Very cool.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Here you are.
Truth,
Hey,
yo.
thanks for having us on, Fake Truth. Thanks
Yeah,
for
dude.
making
Yeah,
this
thanks.
happen on the fly after some ghetto fabulous snafus. But we're always there
Yeah,
for the family, and the family came together in this one, man. So thank
totally.
you,
Yeah.
Fake Truth.
Oh,
Ghetto fabulous snafus, but we're always there for the family.
no, that's part of the deal. That's how you guys know that this is not some like polished network nonsense. This is legit. Just three random dudes trying to figure it out. This is not some like polished network nonsense. This is legit. Just three random dudes. You gotta mute me, dude. Some like polished.
Oh wow, sorry, I'm not even thinking. All right, sorry. My
Nice.
bad, guys.
At least I know my voice change is working. No, wait, that's my actual voice. Or is
Right.
it? Or is
Crazy. Okay,
it?
so we got Carolyn Lau, Veronica Bartolini, Jillian Sheehan, Jenna. You're right, man. The fam is coming together. Fake.
Yeah, no, we'll get some more people in here. Yeah, and I think that's key to this thing. Like, yeah, if you guys got technical problems, we just switch it up. Like,
We just do it, man.
they're
We
still
get
gonna
it done,
they're
right?
still they're still gonna try to mess with us, but
Right.
you got to just be quicker than the Gremlins, basically. Like out Gremlin the Gremlins.
Right. Bubba News, how are you doing tonight, my brother?
Good. How you guys doing, man? It's been a long night, I guess. Golly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Bubba News, you guys, we were having a little snafu, and hopefully sooner or later we'll be back on the show. You guys, tonight's a really crazy night. And Fake Truth, I appreciate you putting this together, man, real quick.
Totally.
We know the optics are high with what we're seeing, and we didn't. I know me and Bubba called in. What are your thoughts on this whole situation, Fake Truth, of the drone getting taken down, the maybe the pullback as you're hearing it, and so forth. What is your thoughts on this, my man?
Yeah, no, it is. It's pretty nuts. It's hard to know because things move like way faster and also it's slower. It depends on the level that you're looking at it. Because there's just so much rhetoric these days. There's been so much saber rattling these last year. There's the whole thing with NK going up and going back down again. It just it started to feel like some party entertainment. Like, oh, like which country are we gonna just yell at this week? But
Right.
this definitely does feel a little different, and it's like uh, my new code word, you guys, because I used it in my upcoming documentary, is Final Fantasy, which is a video game that my generation played. It was out on PlayStation, and that's also right. It's a word that starts with two F's, and it has a nice ring to it, and it's related to the actual word that we can't say. I'd say there's fantasy involved. There's fantasy involved in that word, and I would just say, if you understand what I'm talking about, we got a lot of Final Fantasies. We got a lot of layered Final Fantasies going on, because
Dude, man, we gotta
it's like we're
put our
so
codes in stuff,
saturated.
man.
It's like we're so saturated that one isn't enough anymore. Like it won't satiate us. We got to get some more, multiple Final
Yeah,
Fantasies
absolutely.
all layered on top.
Yeah, no,
So
you're absolutely right, man. I mean, that dude, Final Fantasies, guys. You don't know, Bubba. I know that you had a lot of intel, man, with this whole Iran thing, and what's going on, and tonight is crucial, guys. I know Adam talked about 48 hours, this and that, but with everything that we're seeing, and as Fake Truth pointed, the Final Fantasy things that we're witnessing, and just it's all adding up in puzzles. What is your thoughts? Because like I pointed out, we have things over at the border right now, our back door in Venezuela. These bombers that they flew out there a few months ago, okay, are basically chess pieces being moved in the big game that we're seeing. We're seeing chess pieces being moved in the optics of just like Fake Truth talks about the messaging in the movies, but we're also seeing military moves and things like that. So what is your thought on the chess pieces being moved and leading up to what we know right now that we know?
Well, let's get over to the screen.
Yeah, pull up that map. We were looking at it before you guys got in here,
check
but
this out.
It's pretty epic.
Oh, epic is good, Fake. I love epic.
Check this out. Check out how Iran is. Check out how Iran is just surrounded by all of our bases and all of our service people.
And those are all active,
Correct.
moving forward. Because I know there's a lot of bases all over the world, almost in every single country, but a lot of them are not, they're more like sort of staging areas, I guess. These are more sort of battle ready, I guess,
Right, they're down. They're just like you said, ready to go, rock and roll.
And this one is just nuts too. I just seen this, how close it was. This is how close it was off the coast of Iran, 12.7 miles. And this is showing, another 13 miles to where the U.S. said it was shot down over international waters.
Oh, so that's the discrepancy. That much? How far apart? 12 miles. That's saying.
12.7 miles.
Well, you guys both know that there's a video out there, and I'm sure you could look it up, Bubba, real quick. There's a video out there that they actually put out, Iran, and now we don't know if it's true or not. And you could look this up if you get a chance, real quick, one of you two, and it shows what they're claiming. Of it getting shot down, the drone.
Right.
Yeah, because I haven't looked at that video. Yeah, because
I just saw it just a few not too long ago, a couple hours ago, and it's pretty intense video. Yeah, that's it right there, Bubba. That video right there.
Oh yeah, this is the Voice of America News.
Well, I don't know. I just saw the picture of it right there with the dark sky. And you could just go to YouTube or whatever, and type in drone shot down, and the video's all over all the news networks right now.
Here, here's all I have to do is just type in Iran drone video. See, the Pentagon keeps saying that it was shot down over international waters. And this is a story they're going. Here's the video. Well, here's the picture of what they used to shoot it down. Here's the actual video.
I mean, because they're not disputing shooting it down, right? That's not in dispute.
No, that's not the dispute at all. Right now, the dispute apparently is if it was close to the coastline or if it was actually farther out overseas, And of course, we're claiming it was farther out, and they're claiming it was close to the coastline. Bubba or Fake Truth, one of you guys I think that's the video, but honestly, just go to YouTube, Bubba, if that's you sharing the screen, or one of you guys, and show the footage. That's probably it right there, because it shows it taking it out. And this is their claim, guys. So we don't know if this is true. Yeah, that's the footage right there. Yep. What Bubba is showing you guys, or whoever, is the footage of them saying, and they're holding to their truth. They're saying, hey, yeah, we took that thing down.
And, that's the Iranian video.
They're saying it was.
Well, and I'm thinking about how we just got done with a big round of sort of deep fake instructional content. I just, I saw a lot of it, articles and other sort of content going around, I guess last week or so. I mean, expect that to sort of layer into one of these things at some point, where it's like, here's irrefutable proof. Like, we got this video. Oh, but here's the proof that it has Adobe watermarks. So screw you guys,
Absolutely. I'm just saying that's the video that they're claiming, and you never know. That video could have been shot years ago, or it could have been real. That's the truth, yo. It is what it is, my friend.
I think we've definitely been shown deepfake stuff that has fooled everybody, that nobody knows that was just completely from the ground up fabricated. I mean, Yeah, I wouldn't put it. Yeah, the technological capabilities of. I wouldn't underestimate it. Basically.
Right.
I wanted to share this with you guys too. Check this out. This is all new that just came out. Russia accuses the U.S. of pushing Iran towards the brink of war.
Right.
Russia accused the United States on Friday of deliberately stoking dangerous tensions around Iran and pushing the situation to the brink of war. The Russian intelligence agency news agency reported. Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov called on Washington to weigh the consequences of conflict with Iran, and said in a report in the New York Times showed the situation was extremely dangerous. But I'm going to get to something, and there's a point why I'm showing this. U.S. President Donald Trump approved military strikes against Iran in retaliation for the downing of the drone.
Look at those bad boys flying off that ship, man. They're just.
But they called off the attacks at the last minute. But check this out, guys. And I'm going to go up here. Here's why it's not good. This is all, and
You'll
this
find
all
out
started.
soon. Yeah.
This all started with the New York Times.
Oh, of course, as it always does.
Liberal, fake
Right.
news
The good old New York
outlet.
Times, right? You gotta love the New York. We know T-Man loves the New York
No,
Times.
I mean for everybody that was around for good old year after the turning of the century, it's just there's so many haunting memories going around right now from that time. There's too many parallels. It's crazy. It's just the same exact emotions and feelings that I'm getting just out of the
like
ether.
Halloween.
Look at this.
It's like straight
Hours
up Halloween,
ago,
my
the
friend.
New York Times tried and failed to kickstart an American intervention in Iran.
Right.
In their piece, they lied and misrepresented the official position of the president, and then imagined that Trump had reversed his position, and that's what they put out. Look at this right here.
Yeah.
We should expect another false flag very soon pinned on Iran.
Final Fantasy. It's a Final. He meant Final Fantasy.
Oh,
Let me
right.
ask you this.
It's my favorite game.
Oh.
I could go on and on about Final Fantasy, you guys.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this, Bubba. We're talking about Final Fantasy here, okay? And we're getting all this information, you guys, especially people like you, Bubba, who follow Twitter, who follow social media links, which are the ones that are the most, I guess, least manipulated, I guess. But as Fake Truth has pointed out many a times, I pointed out many a times, and I know you have as well, Bubba, is with propaganda, you guys, you got to think of like North Korea and other countries and just how it is used. And the same manipulation tools are used here with us as well. And the shit, like, I mean,
that's so hilarious to me all the time. That it's like, oh, they use this Russian word that makes it feel like it's something foreign. Like, we invented like propaganda. We run that shit. We do it all the time, all day, and we push it out to the entire world. I mean, yeah, you got to get out of America to like recognize just the power that we have out there and how much. Oh man, it's brutal.
I don't think people kind of understand.
What do you got, Bubba? What do you got, Bubba?
Real quick,
Because
read this part right here where it talks about the New York Times. As it will be undeniably established in the media below, the New York Times imagines and then quote unquote quotes an anonymous source official. This official, who likely does not exist.
Of course it's anonymous. Think about CNN. I mean, half of these things nowadays are anonymous sources. We don't get to see, like, I mean, back in the day, the sources would come out one way or another to prove the point or prove the story, and nowadays everything's so damn anonymous. It's like what like, okay.
And it's all leading arguments, basically. I mean, nothing. There's like no wasted news stories or ideas being put out there. That the fear of the anonymous. It's all leading us towards just documenting everything, having it all out in the open. So. We can't have the Bubba News, we can't have the Fake Truth Show, we can't have SNAFU Snaps. We're just our personal names. Maybe we can sell a show, but there's no way we're going to be able to make these accounts like this.
Right. Two more lines. This official, who likely does not exist, would be in violation of high crimes punishable with long-term imprisonment for leaking U.S. military plans to the press before they were carried out.
Right.
The New York Times has tried to stir it up.
Bubba,
of course.
This is a New York Times article that you're reading.
Well, no, this is not a New York Times article, but this is another article. They're called FortRuss.com, and they're very good, and I've seen them before, and they're like us.
It's very important to let everyone know out there when they do read these articles We do find truth in them, but we also find, as they say, the optics of propaganda. So that's why I thought it was important for you to at least tell everyone where the source of this article that we're reading was from. So thank you.
Yeah,
Very
that's
much.
good. That's good to know. Yeah, I mean, it's important to remember that, right? You can never fully escape your filter. Like everybody has their own sort of personal bias, and it's just literally impossible to get out of that completely. But you can sort of vaguely picture it, and then at least keep leaning towards it. Don't lean away. But yeah, just keep your eyes open, basically, like. Because especially now they're gonna start to spin stuff like crazy. If this war stuff really gets going, I mean, it's just been going for so long. It feels like the Russians have been buzzing our other border, right? And
the Russians,
right, and sunbathing on the submarine or whatever. It's just like all this taunting going back and forth.
You know what's up.
Well, I don't know. What do you guys think about, because it seems like the case is being made that America, as it is and the way it's being run, is like unsafe for the world, that we're ruining the climate, and, we can't control our leaders, our entire, system is sort of falling apart. So really somebody's going to need to step in here and, clean slate this thing, because, for the people, for the good of humanity, like...
Right.
And I just know I do know a lot of people that they've turned on America a little bit. They're like, let's get that UN in here. Like, we can't figure this out. Right. They're getting into that mindset.
Say the UN. I think you hit it on the nail right there. Fake truth is with the UN. I mean, we've seen Obama go out there after presidency, and he's been making moves, making friends, doing his thing. We've also seen our own president out there as of late and making moves, doing their thing, and many countries around the world. I always say NWO minus Hulk Hogan. Bubba News, do you have any UN news by chance? Like anything new going on with the United Nations?
Well, he's got something. He's got something pulled up here.
Like here, with Tehran poised to violate its agreements under the JCPOA, and that's the Iranian nuclear thing that Barack Obama put into place.
Oh, okay.
On their enriched uranium stockpiles, many are fearful that a hot war between the U.S. and Iran might erupt. If it did, some of Washington's biggest geopolitical adversaries, aka Russia and China, could get involved, triggering World War III conflict.
Right.
Check this out. This just came out just minutes ago, a little bit ago there in the UK. Or no, this was in Israel, excuse me. Iranian officials said Trump warned Tehran via Oman that the U.S. strike was imminent, and he called for talks. So Trump called Tehran about various issues. The Iranian officials are now saying. Iranian officials told Reuters on Friday that Tehran had received a message from U.S. President Donald Trump through Oman overnight, warned that a U.S. attack on Iran was imminent. In his message, Trump said he was against any war and wanted to talk to Tehran about these issues. He gave a short period of time to get a response, but Iran's immediate response was that it was up to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei to decide about the issues. The second official said, "We made it clear that the leader is against any talks, but the message will be conveyed to him to make a decision. However, we told the Omani official that any attack against Iran will have regional and international consequences." So Iran's not afraid. Iran is not afraid at all.
In fact, no, absolutely. And that's what I was just talking about, Adam. And honestly, Fake Truth, I kind of want to hear your input on this whole thing. I said that, okay, we had wars from back in the day where it was like the old Patriot days where they lined up and it was cannons and then the infantry and, there was lines and they'd like straight up go one side to the other, and then it turned to guerrilla warfare type stuff out in Vietnam and jungles and this and that. And then with Iran, they have proxies set up throughout the United States and every other country as well. And these sleeper cells, as we call them, are very serious. They're your neighbors, they're your friends, they're your workers, they're your pastors. Who knows really how serious it is? And they live their life one way, but the minute activation goes into process, these things are real. And I'm telling you, with what we're seeing with optics, as far as the drills and all these things that we're seeing, the way kind of martial law and military and generators and this and that, we have hot zones all around the world. Okay, even places that we've, so to speak, helped, and they still have, as they call, hot zones. And I hope to God we never have that here on American soil. But in a martial law of some sorts, it could very well happen. And what is your thought on the whole? Because Iran is very vocal as far as we will activate the sleeper cells, and that makes it a whole different game. That makes it a whole different tactical work, just like back in the day, to guerrilla warfare, because that's on mainland.
No, the sleeper cell.
That's like straight up a whole different ball game.
This because I always I try to watch like symbols, these grand symbols, everything from just terrorism in general to something like that, like the sleeper agent, and that is really like a favorite of media going way back. Basically every sort of like FBI terrorist plot sort of story has some sort of. I'm thinking specifically like 24. And a bunch of other stuff. There was that other show, The Americans, about sleeper agents. And it's as with all these things. There's sort of the stylized, glorified version that is most likely not true, and then the truth is someplace farther down there. But I could still see something like that actually happening, and then also basically just being told as a story. I don't know. Maybe it's a little cynical these days, but my sort of leading point is the whole thing was made up front to back, and then walk it back from there. And maybe that's a little controversial, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of fake things happen, and
right. What do you think, Bubba? What do you think about that whole situation? Because we're messing with a whole different entity. It's not like it's North Korea. It's not like it's China. It's not like it's Russia. This is the Middle East we're messing with. As well as I do, the financial stuff out there, just everything going on.
Yeah, and actually this is prophesied in the Bible, in the Old Testament, talking about breaking the bow of Elam, breaking down Iran.
Well, yeah, it is prophesized, for those of us who are religious. And then those of us who aren't religious, I think they see the change. I think they see the optics of the messaging and the Final Fantasy stuff we see going on. I wanted to be we in the chat room. I know Carolyn Lau was out there and she was comforting some people, because the subjects we do cover here, guys, can be kind of like crazy. Sometimes they're real, sometimes they're whatever. But the reason we do this,
but we're real and we get it out.
Yeah, we get it out, and we love you guys. We love each other, and we're doing what mainstream media should be doing. We're doing.
Well, we're just trying to have an honest conversation. We're just trying to exchange ideas like that. Like that is some actual crime these days. Like, hey, what do you think about X? Like, can we have a detailed discussion about that? But because so many articles are only like 5 seconds long these days. I don't know. Everybody's attention span is really short. But I'm gonna jack the screen for 1 second because I think this is a really important movie, related to this whole scene. 0 Days was about the whole Stuxnet virus and
0 Days.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen this movie, you should. It's a straight up documentary, but it's incredibly informing. If you don't know much about info security, it will definitely give you like a Kickstarter there. And it shows you about the actual battle that's going on in cyberspace as opposed to the pretend story that we were fed about servers and what was his name? Man, that's a word you can't say.
Right.
The staffer.
When this movie came out, Fake Trip, did you watch it right away, or did you actually watch this down the road? Because I know it came out in 2016, I think.
2016. I think I did see it around that time, actually.
Okay. I encourage you guys to go see it if you haven't seen it. If you like that type of stuff.
Well, I'll spoil it real quick. Basically, the 3-letter agencies came up with the most advanced hypervirus ever known to man that would just basically infect anything in its area. It was so just good that you didn't need to connect. You didn't need to plug in any device. You would just need to be in the same vicinity, and would go through all the protocols and just connect in. basically, and they sent a mole with this virus into the Iranian like centrifuge and basically what it was meant to do was to like subtly mess with the centrifuges to make their refining of uranium mess up, and to make their scientists feel like they're idiots and going crazy, when in reality, they actually do have pretty good science there in Iran. And that's I don't think this is being said enough these days. Like, I know some Iranian people, and they are the sweetest, most best people that I know. Like, the kindest of hearts. They have amazing culture and all that stuff. That part of the story is not really being talked about right now.
You're right. The culture is amazing, bro. It was. I guess I should say it still is.
No, it's still there, but it's
I did a video called "Life Before Sharia Law." And I encourage you guys to go check it out if you ever want to on my channel. But like, you would have never thought that it looks like the 1970s before Sharia law got put in effect. It looked as if it was like California. People were wearing skirts. People were eating at restaurants. People were going to colleges and things like that. So
no, people don't get, like, because people are all tripping out here on YouTube about a channel gets big, it maybe says some rough stuff and then gets taken down. Like, that's nothing new. Like, that's how it goes out in the real world. Like, your country gets too democratic, gets too like, organized and having intelligent conversations and thought. Like, you got to take that down a peg because you don't want any competition, basically. I mean, in the Middle East is the linchpin for the whole game. Like, you got to look into Zbigniew Brzezinski and that whole, what's it called, the grand chessboard, because that's always been the, like, meeting spot for this weird geopolitical game that we've been playing for the last 75 years or whatever.
Right. What do you think, Bubba, about the optics as far as leading up to where we're at tonight? Like, because we've had a lot of this stuff, like Truth said, Fake Truth, he mentioned, how long has this been going on? How long have we heard this and that, heard this? So do you think this is leading us up? Do you think we're there?
Absolutely. And this just came out a little bit ago, but the Saudi foreign minister doesn't want war with Iran either.
I don't think
they don't.
Arabia does not seek a military confrontation with Iran, but is committed to working with its allies to stop their aggressive behavior.
I mean, because maybe that's the big sell this time around, that it's like, trying to go to war, and everybody's like, nah, chill. And that's become some weird reason to unthrone America from the whole system.
I agree. And check this out about with the Strait of Hormuz and Iran and everything. According to former Defense Department's advisor Kieran Kwiatkowski, she says the Pentagon has long understood that no sustained ground or air war against Iran is winnable or desirable. This is not going to be an Iraqi thing where it's over before you know it.
Well, and let's not forget, guys, and Fake Truth.
Yeah.
Both you guys, I know you know a little more than many, Fake Truth, because the type of work you deal with people from all around the world. I know you've traveled yourself, and we got to remember that certain events will cause certain things to happen. Events make agendas be put in place and happen. We saw that with the NZ event, how once that happened, all social media platforms were turned off immediately that day, and then also the mandatory curfew. Now we're seeing the forced shots, I guess, going down here in legislation and bills. We're seeing generators, we're seeing guillotines and this and that being ordered. We're seeing all this weird optics and things going down. And I just don't think people understand that, yes, the way of life can change in an instant. But for those of you who do know how international stuff is working as well, I think there's a feeling of that international thought that something may be going down too, because it's not just Iran, it's not just the Middle East. We're talking about China, we're talking about Russia, we're talking about Turkey and Syria, all of it, you guys. And like I said, when they put those bombers, when they flew those nuclear bombers to Venezuela, okay, at our back door, that was the minute that kind of pushing some weight, so to speak. And then they did the flyby as well. where they flew over us and we flew over them, you know. So I mean, the optics are super high, but it's not just with the Middle East, you guys.
Totally, it's a global situation. And I just was thinking again about that caller that called in to Marf the other night that talked. You know, it's the grand distraction, and I think a lot of the stuff in the, you know, conspiratainment world where people get obsessed with this one thing and think all these specific ideas about it, and it gets demonized, and you know it's sort of censored. You know what I mean? And but that creates this air. It's all about creating these airs, these environments of like, oh well, we're not supposed to say that, we're not supposed to do this, and it has this chilling effect. I mean, these are it's on the internet now, but these are all really old tactics from just human culture. It's easy to scare people to shut up and shut down to stent. Yeah. They got the formula basically.
Yeah. They got it down.
I'm gonna pull this up here.
They got it patented. So, hey man, thank you all of you guys for coming in tonight, chilling out with us.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we got 43 people in chat. That is awesome because that's a lot of people.
Shit right there, man. Like freaking love. That's awesome sauce.
Yeah.
Okay,
awesome.
Guys, I've got the latest out here.
You read Arabic?
No. Thank goodness for Translate. That's for sure.
Okay, are you
Yeah, I mean, if you guys don't, if there's people here that haven't subscribed to Bubba News, like that's crazy. First of all, but like, yeah, you go deep, Bubba. Like, who else is looking at like, you know, yeah, this is hard in the paint at this point.
Like the paint is drying, man. It's
yeah.
Like
Let's hear what you got. Let's hear what you got.
Check this out. This I've never even seen. This just came out 40 seconds ago on Twitter. These are the first images of the shot down Iranian drone. Remember last night when they said that they had not only the video, they also had physical evidence? Here's the first images that are coming out.
Oh, so we got images now, guys. So, all right, breaking news, guys.
This is breaking news, guys.
We got images, I guess. Let's see what they're... Let's see what do you think, Fake Truth? You're all about images. So
the first images, right?
These images.
Well, that's what I mean. It definitely looks like a real photo. It's, but that's what I mean. Like it could also easily like that honestly wouldn't be that hard to composite from scratch. Like there's people that people can do that.
I mean, or you could just like grab it from a dumpster from who knows? You know?
Well, yeah. Like what exactly are we looking at? Yeah, are there more pictures? Interesting.
This is the pieces of the shot down drone that they got.
Okay, yeah, we got a couple more pieces. All right.
Pieces, I guess, are coming together, right?
Well, what is it? It was 120 mil. 120 mil later.
120 mil. Yep.
So again with the numbers, guys. Right? It just happens to be 120 mil. 3, right? Because we were having a big 3 discussion. Oh, it's 33 minutes right now. It's 33 minutes and 3 seconds on the stream, and I decided to start talking about 333, which was going around a whole bunch.
333, yeah.
I haven't gotten into this much on my channel, but numbers have incredible power, much more than I even am willing to speak about right now. Like, no. It's freaky. It's scary.
You work in Hollywood and all that stuff, and just you know, numbers are huge. You know, I'm gonna say it just because I did the Isaac Cappy video. You guys, numbers are huge with the Illuminati and many signs, and with the stars and Egyptians, and just like numbers are a big thing. You guys, even in the Bible. You know, numbers are very big.
Oh, and they're so endlessly deep rabbit holes, but I would still encourage people to go. Go look into your just basic gematria. Look into some people. Oh man, there's just I don't even want to say his name because this guy did a podcast and then they like scrubbed that podcast. And this is a pretty famous show. And his whole thing was about gematria and how all of sports basically front to back, especially the major games, is fixed. And all of the numbers, all of the scores, all of the counts, everything down to like the seconds and who's making the shots. Like it's all scripted.
I saw something about that, and he even went into the colors of the teams and everything, and how actually, and I'm telling you guys,
because that's I'd love to hear your voice.
Makes the world go round, and when you have people that go into the Bilderberg meetings and these people who have the power and the media manipulation, like, mainstream media, CNN, Fox News, you name it, you guys, they can control how the mass thinks and what they see and the narrative. And
Well,
I think,
cause Bubba, you probably read more news than anybody I've ever heard about.
oh
Like,
yeah, look
you
at him. He's hard to pick right now.
do you notice this pattern in articles where there'll often be two different numbers mentioned at specific points in the article?
Most definitely.
Tell me if I'm, so because obviously in this community, so you feel like I'm being a crazy person. Everybody thinks in real life that, like, if I said that, like, they'd be like, dude, what do you say? But
Exactly.
but to you, I could say that, and I was like, I honestly think there is. I don't know the code. I don't know the patterns. Don't ask me that. But
Yeah,
you can tell that there's some communication going on there.
Yeah. Let's.
Right. I mean, communication is key. I mean, think about it. That's one of the biggest things that is key for survival, so to speak, is this communication. And if there's all kinds of crazy stuff going down, communication is key. And especially with what I love about your channel, Fake Truth, is you point out a lot of movies and things to that. For some of you guys know, I had True Reporting on recently, and if you don't know who he is, I recommend you go check him out. Big QAnon guy, and I'm telling you what, he has a video that I want to go viral called Avocados, and I hate to say this rabbit hole, but it's subliminal messaging of the crazy sex trafficking with children and things to that nature that should be talked about, that are being caught by patriots and good people around the world, and it's real news. And
yeah, that's still the one you can't really talk about. It's like, it's just off the table, and it's just like,
yeah, it's crazy. But there are some of us who are out there who are reporting this stuff, and I just want to say to you, True Reporting, thank you, my brother. But you guys go check that video out, Avocado, because he shows as you could say, the messaging, and it's very serious, the messaging and the codes and things to that nature.
Well, and I always try to. Oh man, Bubba still got. Bubba just keeps going.
He's like a little Twitter robot.
No, I'm feeling all that. No, because I always want to push back a little bit on the, just like, literally everybody producing mainstream content is like actually in all of these sex cults and just does weird shit like nonstop. That is just not the reality, again, because there's, that's just how storytelling works. And
right,
and
you small fish.
Yeah, you learn about some sensationalist stuff, and then you're like, what's going on, and then the sky's the limit at that point. But I'm just sort of here to say that, like, there's just a lot of struggling people in that whole machine, just like there's struggling people working in corporate America or any other sort of business, like. And it's slim pickings out there. Like you think the economy is rough, like for regular people. Like for artists, it's terrifying, basically, because all of our revenue streams have dried up, and those big corporations are not cutting us a check anymore, basically.
Right. Hey, can one of you guys share a screen and pull something up for me?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Whichever one of you guys. I encourage you guys to go check this out. Go to YouTube real quick. And show them the video that Marf retweeted, Adam, and it was a video that I watched. And I mean, honestly, we could always say Fair Use Act if you want. You could always play the first 5 minutes if you want, or don't play it at all, whatever. But I encourage every one of you guys, and especially with how media is being manipulated and stuff. It's the video called "Why YouTube," why people are leaving YouTube.
Oh, I was just watching that. It's pretty epic.
Yeah, and honestly, even if you played the first 5 minutes or the whole damn thing, I would scream Fair Use Act. But the fact is I want to show everyone on our stream that video, as far as so they know where to go and look at it, because that video is really key and important to what we're doing. What we're doing right here,
and it's powerfully edited.
So can one of you guys pull that up and show someone?
I was just looking at that video. No, I could play. I could.
If you, Fake Truth.
Yeah, no, I could play the audio. Audio might be a little tiny bit better.
Yeah, just go to your screen, Fake
Yeah,
Truth.
no, that's why. Because that's just another thing, right? That used to be a thing that you would and I put that up there in the front of my videos sort of as a joke because like that used to matter that you said like, hey, Frager use guys, this is commentary, but that like literally doesn't matter at all anymore because the whole thing it runs off watermarks. Like do you guys know that? Like, and
Yeah,
it depends on the
like
channel.
you were
Like,
talking about film watermarks, right? You were telling me about the film watermarks or however.
well, because basically, I don't know if I have talked about this specifically on the channel, but yeah, basically what they do is they put a digital watermark in the audio and in the video, but in parts of it that you can't affect with any sort of software or anything, and it also comes through at like ultra low quality. Basically, like it could be playing on your phone, and you're still going to trigger that content ID. Oh, maybe I could still pull it up because I had this like there's like this annoying
content crap.
there's this annoying Perk TV. There's this annoying pyramid scheme that sucked me in for a while. I'm just getting a little tangent here for a second. Perk TV.
Is the screen frozen, guys? Is our screen frozen on the live or?
No, I just pulled it in front.
I see a bunch of Arabic.
No, I just pulled it in front. Snafu's, you're a little bit behind time. Yeah, because you're looking at your TV.
I'm lagging.
You're lagging. But no, my story, like, as far as content ID, right? Because it used to be about that, like, let's have a discussion. Maybe I can, like, fight against this. But as with everything, it's like, it's all going full AI, basically. And there is no sort of talking to that AI. It's just, it's set up and then that's how it runs. And these the big companies have the most clout, and they're just going to keep sucking the money off the top, basically. And I encourage people to try this just because it is pretty freaky. This is like a money making thing where you log in, you sign up, and you put it on your phone, and you basically watch ads on it while you're watching TV. But you have to prove that you're actually watching TV, and so you put your phone up to your TV and it analyzes the audio within 3 seconds or so, and it'll pull up the show that you were watching. And I
never even heard of this shit. Pretty
yeah,
cool.
per TV, and that's what I mean. All this stuff is like it's pretty old technology. I was playing this game like I don't know,
At your own discretion.
3-4 years ago.
Just so you know, any program, anything we recommend, sometimes
Oh yeah, full disclaimer, and also like I definitely messed with these guys for like a month or so, and like made $20, and then I was like, screw this, this is boring, because you need to have like a bunch of tabs open. I have some whole like automated scheme going for it, but the point is that like. That's their whole
birds on your phone, Fake Truth.
No, I got
no Angry Birds.
I got other things on my
get
phone.
Bored with that.
Yeah, no, unless the app. That's a different era. Yeah, no, we got larger things to think about than Angry Birds. We got pans in the fire.
We do. We got hands in fire.
Yeah. Anyways, no,
guys, we got some really cool people in here tonight, man. We have I noticed we have so many good comments, so much of you guys being interactive. I wanted to ask the audience now, and you guys could press 1 or 2, and whichever one we see the most of, then we're going to know the answer from the audience out there. But do you guys think that the next 48 hours are crucial, or do you think that we're not going to see anything until like a week from now? So press 1 if you think the next 48 hours are crucial. Press 2 in the chat if you don't think anything's going to happen for like a week or so. It'd be kind of interesting to see what the family members think is going to happen during this time.
Totally. Yeah, no, audience is key.
We got a bunch of 2s. We got 1s. Okay.
It's a mixed bag. That's what I mean. There's so many mixed messages going around these days. I honestly don't know what to think either.
Looks like we have more 2s than 1s, guys. Look at that.
That's pretty split though.
Yeah, it's splitting up.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what I mean. Like, I think that's a big part of the effect these days, the speeding up of everything, the news cycle and everything. It's like you're just like whiplashed all the time. You can barely even recover for 5 seconds.
The cycle will start again Monday.
See, how cool is that we could interact with you guys, and it just shows how it shows exactly what we're talking about. There's so much information going out, and it is split in so many ways, isn't it, guys?
No, and it's awesome to be able to talk with not. I mean, it's great to talk with you, Snafu, and Bubba, but it's awesome to be able to talk with all these people, and then know people are going to see the replay and interact there further. Like, yeah, we can get the conversation going.
It is.
Guys, it's 5:44 a.m. Eastern, and there's still 42 people watching. That's amazing.
Well, you know what? That's because we SNAFU crew, we
Well, that's
truth, and we the Bubba News,
yeah.
we the people around the world, man.
I've been cultivating the late night crowd because that's I'm the late night type of
The
person.
late night type. Yeah. Where's your
dude.
Bush voice? I don't hear your little Bush. Remember,
Yeah,
you gotta
no.
hide in a bush and do that little voice and scare some people fake one day. I think that would be so cool.
Oh, totally. Take it on the road and freak people out. No, I am.
Bushes with the little mic voice. Arr, arr, arr.
I was in such a rush and I wanted to make this happen. That there's something weird going on with my like music setup. I'm using my like fallback system.
You guys, I want to personally say thank you to Fake Truth and
No,
Bubba News.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
Because we were gonna go live on Bubba News tonight because this information, who knows how long that any of us, the bigger channels, the smaller channels, this is gonna go. Because think about it, if an event occurs, not only is media and stuff gonna be hit, but also, and I was talking to people about this, including family members of my own, like traveling overseas. All right, you got to think ahead nowadays with all the optics and what's going on, and just kind of prepare yourself because at any minute, and I talk to Atomic News all the time. Atomic News is a great border person out there for doing the border with the Guardian Patriots and Jim Bimby and all those guys. They're feet on the ground and they're dealing with what's going on. And I'll tell you what, even they said one event can close the border, and that includes international flights, everything. And we just had Alaskan Prepper on, and he's out there, because Hawaii and Alaska, they're kind of the separate things, but that feel of something on the mainland, that's what I'm kind of getting, like, and we're like, it's just like, are we gonna see Final Fantasy, 12-1? That was my favorite Final Fantasy, by the way, except for number 7.
You like 12-1? Yeah.
No, I like Final Fantasy 7, the original.
7 is the original.
Yeah, the old school.
That game ruined my life. I sunk hundreds of hours into that game. It ruined my life, honestly.
I sucked because I would try and play the game all the way through to just see the story mode, and so I would never level up my character. So when I got to a boss that would just whoop my ass all day long, I would never beat him. And then I'd just get mad at the game and have to end up starting it over like weeks or months down the road.
Oh, no, dude. Yeah, no, I beat that game multiple times. I was obsessed with that game. And now years later that I've gained a little bit more knowledge, I realize how occult the story of that game is, with all the different gods and the materia and the magic. That's sort of my grand thesis, that it almost doesn't matter what content we're looking at. It's all like part of the same grand story. You just have to have the right like lenses to see what they're talking about. But
kind of like They Live, like the Roddy Piper.
Well, it's like
the glasses.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's like that's what I mean.
They Live.
Never saw They Live? Oh, mandatory.
Too bright.
Mandatory.
If you've never seen They Live, dude, you got to go see that.
That's
movie,
mandatory,
guys. That is the oldest school. It was way before its time. That movie.
No, but Bubba's doing the same. I don't think it matters where you search for mastery, right? If that's why I respect you, Bubba, because you go hard in the paint. Like you got to just pick one thing and go hard in the paint. Like I go hard on the entertainment, and you go hard on these news stories. But that's how you got to really find the truth. That's where you got to find some knowledge, because you got to look at so much stuff to really get the big picture.
Right. You got to. And as we know, Bubba's hard in the paint in that Twitter. You're hard in the paint in the thing. We got Fugel doing hard in the paint on allowing a big voice to be out there. I'm going hard in the paint, trying to just, just keep unity and just keep everyone active and just know that we are doing everything we could do. you know, and just keeping the motivation up. And everyone in this chat is going hard in the paint by just being here and talking. And also, I wanted to remind you, Grant Harper also said, don't forget the chocobos on Final Fantasy. So we can't forget the.
We
the
love those
silver-
chocobos.
Yeah,
Man,
the
if my keyboard was working, I would rock some chocobo theme for you guys right now.
I wonder if they're good to eat.
Nah, but we yeah.
Like a chocobo.
You guys see this?
Yeah, no, what do you got here with Philadelphia, Bubba?
The police department in Philadelphia has placed 72 officers on administrative duty for allegedly posting racist and other offensive posts on social media.
Dude!
Like
I'm so glad you brought
all
that
at
up,
once?
Bubba, no, get this, guys. I'm so glad you brought that news article up, Bubba. I just did an interview. I haven't uploaded it, guys. But can you guys go to YouTube real quick and pull up this guy's channel? He is part of the SNAFU crew now. He's going to be a new fan member. He's going to have some reports going on. But he actually tonight just posted a YouTube video about that exact subject. His name is Radically Moderate. And you'll be seeing an interview with him coming soon on my channel. But that exact thing that you talked about the officers getting in trouble over social media posting, if you go to it, Radically Moderate, he just did a video on that whole subject.
47 subs, huh? Truth, you.
You guys go show love to him if you want right now.
You're gonna
see him on. Yeah, you're gonna see him on. You'll see him on my channel here soon. But it's just crazy you brought that up, Bubba, because like you said, the spider web of the truther community is so big. I mean, this guy didn't even know about our community. Like I started my YouTube channel when he started his, and he lives out in the Springs, Colorado, where I used to live. And, you know, he quit doing YouTube. And then I was like, dude, what's going on? And I actually talked him into getting back going last week. And it's funny because his first video is exactly what you just pulled up right there, Bubba.
Look at him right there.
I like this guy's vibe. He's out in the woods. I'm digging it.
The crew,
head over to Radically Moderate. Now, but I'm curious what you think about this social media thing, Bubba. Like, what is the push here with getting these guys off the job, and why so many all at once?
I know.
Was it something was that some other faction? Because we learned a lot about that here in LA, that there was some sketchy stuff going on with the prisons. That there is some whole like gangs within gangs in some of these police departments.
Well, yeah. I mean, did you not see what just happened in Arizona here recently with the footage that went viral with that officer kicking that dude and his wife, you know, for the shoplifting thing or whatever with the kids? It was a big event here in Arizona, but the officers got caught doing some dirty stuff on camera.
And that's the crazy thing about the messaging, like, because that's another thing, is that I do get around a little bit, and so you see other cultures, you see other people, and it's like you're saying, like there's a local news story telling you the same exact thing about the police force, right? But we have our own like LA version. You got your own Arizona version. I'm sure there's one for every state at this point. Like, oh, these guys did some shady shit. Now you don't like the cops anymore, right? They're jerks.
Bubba, okay, hold on real quick. The Bubba News.
Yeah.
You should. Is it true that it was moved to DEFCON 4 now? Just now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why didn't you? You should have just said, "Hey guys."
We're at DEFCON 4.
You should have told us. Why are you telling the chat that? You should have told us we're live.
Oh no, I am now. Yeah, DEFCON 4.
Well, I guess they
moved
news.
it up. I told that to Marfugel when I was.
Oh, that was a couple hours ago. Yeah, that was a couple hours ago.
Okay, so we are at a higher DEFCON as well, and I mean that's like the Terminator shit right there, right?
I mean, look right here. Yeah, from the current DEFCON 4, they are just going to attack the air defense capability of Iran. They can't risk boots on the ground. That's 100% correct, because Iran has so many ground troops. It's not even. It's crazy.
Right. There's no way we're walking in there. At least not yet.
No, and I think they've kind of sent that message that it's not gonna be. They kind of sent the message saying we're gonna just take you out type thing. I mean, look at what Trump tweeted a few months ago. Hell, fire, and brimstone, right?
Yeah.
Hellfire and brimstone.
Is that? I mean, I don't know. You're like the Mr. Tweet King over there. Can you pull that old tweet that Trump did, Bubba?
Oh, you're talking about Fire and Fury?
Yeah, the old.
Oh yeah, no, that one that's hyper meaningful. There's so much symbolism in that.
Yeah, can you pull that tweet up? Because I mean, you guys, they do tell us a lot of this stuff. You know, I know Adam pointed out tonight. He said, you know, it's almost like they're telling us beforehand. And I think he was talking about Lindsey Graham and his comments on I believe it was a Fox News segment, or I don't know which mainstream media he was on, but yeah, dude, you're right, Fake Truth. There's a lot of meaning to that tweet.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly what the quote is referencing, but I mean that almost alone, like, it's hard to say like who's on which side or what's on whose back. I remember watching Trump on WWF, and I can never get past that part. Like this,
he was my boy, man.
That's what I mean. This guy,
Lashley, man.
This guy's been.
Trump at it. McMahon got his haircut.
Exactly. And like people in our generation remember that shit, and that goes. That's like our entire lives that Trump has been on TV in our eyeballs being a villain. Like, talk about some programming.
Styling and profiling.
That's what I mean.
Man.
Those memories are all deeply seated way back in our childhood consciousnesses. Think about it for a second.
Do you ever think, I sometimes think to myself, I say, you know how he's such a smart dude, and do you ever think that he went on The Apprentice, okay, to show the world, like, I'm a badass businessman type dude, right? I'm like one of the best dudes out there, and that kind of, like, obviously helped his election, you know, like, I mean, just, do you think that was part of the plan? He already knew he was going to be running before he did that show. He just put it in this tactical agenda of, prepping.
I don't know. I guess I don't get that much into the political stuff. I try to stick to the the clouds and the entertainment because I think honestly I think at that level it has to be much more coordinated than we're even letting on, basically. That these families have been working together for a super long time, and I mean, I don't know if you guys have a business or you work, maybe even a family business, and you work with other families, like, people make connections, and that's how they get stuff done, and then stuff goes through generations, and people owe shit, and that's just, I don't know, and just the whole Trump thing, it's all connected in with the Clintons and that whole scene, and I just said 2 really bad words. I'm sorry, YouTube. Please don't shut me down. Please don't shut me down. But
you know what, you guys?
That's
Article 13's hot anyways, man. So you know what? I gotta just say I'm proud of you telling these people the truth, fake truth. So
thanks, dude. I appreciate that. I mean, that's just what I've seen.
You too, Bubba News.
Here we are, brother.
So
major attack.
So did you ever find that tweet, Bubba News or Fake Truth? Did any of you guys ever find that old tweet?
I can pull that. Trump, fire and fury.
Yeah, can you pull that up for everyone to see? Because, I mean, that tweet alone, everyone was like high, like they were just like, what, when they saw that? And I believe, well, and
it's that's what I mean. There's all these parallels, because it reminds me totally of the tweet, I guess, from today that was like, they made a big mistake. It's the same sort of like, oh my God, what is he gonna do? But then, like, literally nothing happens. Although I do think this is different than the North Korea situation.
Right. No, I believe you're absolutely right on that. I believe you're right.
Did he delete that? Or what? Because he said it at this meeting.
He may have very well did, or he had his peeps tell him to get rid of it, But I don't know. I think he does what he wants, how he wants, kind of like a lot of us do, because, I don't know.
I don't know if you guys are getting that audio, but yeah, he was at this like meeting, and then that's what I mean. Like, you just have to like analyze the theatrics of this scene. Like the press have been in weird replaces this whole presidency where it's just like, that's not normally where you have a conversation with the president. Like, they're in this board meeting, and it's like, right, there's never ever been a press thing happen in this room. Or am I getting that wrong? Maybe I just don't know enough about the different rooms and stuff. But sometimes, it's like, I'm thinking of that other time when they had that weird fight with the Democratic senators in the Oval Office, and then the press was just sort of standing outside ready to tell everybody about it.
He straight up hit him with the bombard on that one. Do you remember that, Bubba? The Oval Office little hissy fit with Lil Nancy and Schumer, and because that was like, as we were talking about, Trump has been on TV from the WWE to The Apprentice to everything, and I think he knew exactly what he was doing right there. He was just getting a little footage, of them throwing their fit.
Well, and I was Terry Taggart. Terry Taggart made a pretty good point here. Distraction is we're talking about other countries and we're losing our rights. Because, I think that's part of the giving us the runaround. Just like, get us really worried about this one thing, and then we look over there, and then it's like, hey, but you forgot about this thing that's ultra scary and maybe local, and then you get your attention pulled back over there, and it's like you can't focus on anything. Like, I don't know, obviously, Bubba, you have this issue, but I have at any given moment like 50 tabs open, all with different things. Like, it's like I leave them open. Like, I gotta remember to do that thing. And then I just sit here like staring at all my tabs, not doing anything. And it's like, I don't know. That's just how this world is
actually,
these days.
It's funny you said that, because Jillian Sheehan also said people all around the world are losing their rights, and so. It's actually true. It's not just here in America. Think about what's going on in Canada. People are getting arrested because they don't want to call a man who's dressed as a woman. But if they don't respect that person, there's people getting arrested for that kind of crap, like out in Canada. And then they also banned recently all religious symbols, and the optics are high on New World Order minus Hulk Hogan type law type stuff going on.
No, we're just seeing that. Identity politics is so sticky anyways, and I think we're just seeing the very tip of the iceberg at this point. Like imagine what it's like. We're all separate countries now. Imagine what it's going to be like when we all agree and we have the same banner and we love each other all. And I can't believe you just said that, kind of thing.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
So let me ask the crowd again. Let's ask the chat. Let's get them involved again real quick. Do you guys believe exactly what Fake Truth said? Are we on the tip of the iceberg with everything? Or do you think we're in the middle of the iceberg? Press 1 if you think you're on the tip of the iceberg, and 2 if you guys think that we're in the middle of it.
Bubba's in the chat.
Oh yeah, dude, Bubba's been man. We interact with all you guys all the time. I noticed Bubba's been chatting more with them than
I don't know.
I love it, man.
I was trying to get outside the box. I'm going outside the box on this one.
Yep, I love it. So we see a lot of 2s. I see more 2s than 1s, it looks like. And then, of course, we got Fake Truth throwing out the odd. Okay, so it looks like, to be honest, it looks kind of mixed, but I think it looks like we have more 2s than 1s, but maybe we're wrong, And then, of course, Grant's going to go on the odd with you.
That's that.
Damn it, I'm just
but I think that's the point, though. Is like, yeah.
I think we're going to say 3-2. Yeah.
Exactly.
We're at the beginning of this whole thing, and we haven't even seen what's getting ready to take place.
Right. Yeah,
because I don't know about.
At the beginning, I think. Okay, I personally am religious, but I don't push my religion on people. But as you know, Bubba, being who you are, prophecies are being fulfilled to many of us.
Definitely.
Okay, so I don't think we're necessarily on the tip. I think, and then also if you really look at it, even not being religious, Gender 21, and dare I say, my buddies over at and Fake Truth. I'm sorry, but you know how I am. My buddies over at InfoWars. Okay, and whether you agree with them or not, they were the first ones to get hit unilaterally by all the big tech companies, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all at one time. And so, it's insane, to see the prophecies, and then the laws being changed, as we pointed out, and then now
told.
to where we're at now.
I mean, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I mainlined InfoWars for like all through the election. A bunch of man, I would watch like all 4 hours because my whole thing is like, can you just not judge people for a second? Just listen and know that you're just try to think that you're not gullible enough to just get brainwashed by any like just random thing that somebody says. Although. That is one of my favorite quotes that, it's like I agree with whoever spoke last because that's honestly how a lot of people seem to get around in this world. But me personally, I feel like I can handle information and then go from there basically. And
process
I think
and discern what is right in your truth, right?
And if yeah, exactly, truth, yo. And if you watch enough InfoWars, like if you watch enough CNN, like you will see through their game because not that it's a bad thing, but everybody has a game. Like we got a game here, everybody's playing a game. Like just when you're talking to your spouse or whatever, like you have to see that we're like play acting for each other and then understand how that translates to the world stage because it is all people that create the world stage. What am I trying to say here?
No, you said it exactly as said. Bubba, you go through article after article after article, and you recently just told me about how you got like a fake email from Russia.
I hijacked the screen.
A Russian bot for your YouTube or something, trying to say that or I think it was you or someone said Homegrown USA maybe how they got an email their YouTube was going to be taken down, but it was a fake email. And so, like, when you're going through all this information, and I encourage this to everyone, okay? It is up to you individually to logically decipher and discern what your truth, is, what you believe to be truth, and use sources and backups and proof and evidence, but, like, it's up to us to decide if we want to listen to it or not, even if it's not necessarily truthful. And that's the whole thing about censorship. It is a very gray area to decide who gets to the one to decide what is okay and what is not.
That's the argument we're making, but that's not the general argument that's being made. It's more that there's scary, bad info out there that's quote unquote toxic or hateful, and that we gotta lock that down because that is just it's too painful and toxic to our culture. And I guess if you use the right language, you can I didn't hear ban and censorship in that tirade just now, so you can spin anything really.
Right.
You're just being toxic, so you deserve to not be on this private platform. Thank you, YouTube.
You're such a bad toxic piece that we just need to.
I'd like to thank I'd like to thank Google and YouTube for operating some fantastic servers that are letting us stream live to all of you out there. We couldn't do it without you, Google.
No, we couldn't, Google. But I wish you guys would have worked with our American government when we asked you to, instead of going work on the China Dragonfly project, Google. Or it's funny to see some of these algorithm glitches. I know I was working with JStone78 and a bunch of the other SNAFU crew and Fake Truth people and Bubba guys, and I noticed I actually posted a video on it how it showed 2 views yet 7 thumbs up, and we're catching all these little weird glitches with algorithms and this and that, and then we saw the video why people are getting banned, and I don't know. Do you think that do you think these other social platforms are even worth going to? Because I think that Article 13 is going to be implemented on everything.
Yeah, it will be. And so many people are leaving YouTube to go to these other channels, and a lot of people are leaving the big polished guys because they're looking for smaller guys like us that are actually sharing what's really going on.
Well, and that's because maybe it's sort of like a critical mass thing. If really one of these platforms starts to take over, because this is just I don't. You should definitely just go watch this video on Eric Dubé's channel. But it really is like a really good super cut of all these no offense, guys, but not guys like us. Like, this is H3 Productions. This guy is like a juggernaut of YouTube, and he is just like dishing, and it just goes on, you know, from
fabulous, you know.
yeah, no, we're getting fabulous, but these you know, these are the guys with the millions of counts that, you know, we talk about how like you would like to climb the ladder, and then you get that phone number, you can talk to some guys, you know, maybe you guys, you know, maybe you can hash it out. But here's PewDiePie being like, no, the scorched earth, like there's nothing to say. It's a total mess, and we're all just gonna try to bail at this point.
Dude, such a great video. He puts all the like every one of the YouTubers out there, big, you know, big and small.
But I mean, I'm curious because I haven't heard about this. I haven't heard about this one yet. So that's how I wanted to bring it up here. He, in the comments, he writes that this is the one that is going to be the one. Which, right? I mean, I heard a lot about BitChute. I actually restreamed it to DTube but there's really not that many people on there.
Hat. The little PewDiePie's hat. He looks a little.
SNAFU's still a couple seconds behind, but it's all good. It's all good. But they're saying this is going to be some sort of secure, open, community-run digital marketplace, and that this is going to be the one, right? I mean, the tech is out there. Somebody just has to run the servers, and you know, whichever one we circle around, that would be awesome to not be, you know, worrying about the words that we were saying. I would love to say these countries' names and stuff. That would be fun.
Well, sometimes we do. Sometimes we kind of just do it.
And I would love to play clips from mainstream television that are longer than 3 seconds and not all glitchy, because I can't do that here, basically. And you know, I could get a little more in depth on this
some of
stuff.
Us are pushing it more than others.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, that's I don't know if you guys heard about Libri?
Yeah, I was reading about that on that YouTube video.
Libra? I don't know.
Libra? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to go check it out.
That actually,
Libra.
No, Libra's that's the Facebook, the Zuckerbucks.
Yes, and that could actually be the beginning of the mark of the beast, because they're talking about this and how Facebook wants to rule the world with Google as their owner.
No, that's it. That signals the market collapse right there, because it had major backers and it's all set up.
Oh yeah.
And this lays the groundwork for any sort of global network, because if this is able to become any sort of global foothold, then then it's already locked at that point.
We've seen with everything shutting down lately too, and it goes as far back as CenturyLink. Remember when all of a sudden CenturyLink went down, then YouTube went down, then Facebook went down, and all these big, and it makes you wonder. Are they trying to like
Bubba, you use ad blocker? I can't believe you use
set up before something goes down, and they maybe switch that Article 13 switch on, because the thing is that kill switch exists, and we know it does because all social media was shut off after the New Zealand event. And so we know that it's going to be as well as here too.
Right. Well, and New Zealand, they're at a different stage in their development. Like they all they needed was the one event, and then they were able to put through all that legislation. Right. We need a little bit more convincing. Like.
Right. But how much convincing do you think it takes, with everything already happening? Yeah.
Have you looked into this much, Bubba? I've pretty cursorily.
No, I'm looking at this. Libra by Facebook. It's actually the reserve backed, and it's backed.
Yeah, no, backed by real assets. Well, and that's the point. It's like it's basically a fiat currency. That's the bait and switch. Like it's built on a blockchain, but it is crypto, it is fiat front to back.
Right. No,
it's also got Visa. It's got
the image right there.
It's
if you
the
look,
beginning
there's
of the RFD chips, and it kind of goes in with the
what do you?
Looks like
with
the
forced shots that we were talking about, legislation.
Yeah, I'm into the symbolism though. I'm into the symbolism. Bubba, what's your
everything?
Oh damn! I just lost you. Now, what's your analysis here on these three wavy lines?
Well, check them out. It looks like right underneath each, you could put that eye of that all-seeing eye thing. You know what I mean? That
right. Then the good old 666 is there already. So it's already implied.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, numbers again, right?
Well, and
Number
that's,
game.
I mean, because I talk about this a lot on my channel because my whole thing is about hexagons. The hexagons put the hex on you, and they are just goddamn everywhere. Like, and
Right.
people just honestly don't notice them. But I'm on this thing where I don't even know if people consciously like put them into productions. Dude, Paige Robertson says I'm louder than the other two. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna turn myself down a
I
little
think
bit.
the higher ups
I'm gonna
make
turn myself down a
sure
little bit. Is that
that
better?
because it's too coincidental to have
Look at-
some of these messaging in these things without it being pre-planned.
Well, that's I try to go. I'm
Look
trying
at
to
that.
figure that one out. Yeah, because
2.4 billion global users Facebook can affect with this brand new
right.
currency.
Well, you think this could turn it around for them? Because I know Facebook is like people have been getting over it. That they're like, Facebook's lame.
Oh, they're getting over it, but they're not going anywhere with Google owning them.
No,
No.
they're like, I'm over Facebook. I'm gonna go to Instagram.
I know, Paige.
Suckers.
Fake truth is louder than the other two.
Yeah,
of
no,
them.
I just turned myself down, Paige. You know, we're troubleshooting here.
Guys,
Too low?
we're ghetto
Now I'm too
fabulous.
low?
We do it how it is, but
Yeah,
man,
it's-
we still got 46 strong in here tonight, and that's so freaking cool,
Yeah,
man.
no,
Hey,
we're
let me
just
ask-
we're
let me- I
just
gotta keep
freeform here. We
asking the
don't have like
community
a
questions.
yeah. We don't really have a full plan here. We're going freeform. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
we're just going. So hey, community, if you're having a great night, give me a 1. If you're having a decent night, give me a 2.
Wait, he's showing the. Can you show the thumbs up again? Can you show the thumbs up, Bubba? We got the thumbs up from Bubba. I did it to you.
Look at that! Look at that! I think our 1s are overpowering it right now. How cool is that, fam?
Oh, that's
Look at
what's
that! We
up.
got 1s all over the board,
Yeah.
and that's because of you guys. We got a couple 2s and 3s,
All
but
in one word, all in one news.
There you go.
all in one word, one news. Are we lagging?
CJ Blaze, you guys should do this more often.
No, we'll try to do
Well,
this
hey,
more often.
just so you guys know, me and Fake Truth have a podcast coming. You guys have seen the commercial and stuff, and we have an update for you. We're gonna update you guys a little more about that, right, Fake? Later down the road.
Yeah.
I'm really stoked about this too, my man. It's gonna be some fun times, right?
Totally. It's you know, it's the nature of the business. We got to be sensitive with our information, but that's also, you know, got to keep you guys guessing. We don't want to give away all our cards, but just know we got some plans.
All the cards away.
We got some plans
just-
in the background. Well, because I don't know. It's like I think a lot of people here do know the Marfugal vibe, and just like honestly, it was a little inspiring just to be like, well, bro, what if the chat wasn't like ultra toxic and we just sort of talked to each other like, oh, well, that's
Right.
wait, there's this really useful thing where people can talk to each other and right, they don't just call each other idiots and like, you know, just post spam or whatever. Like there's another option here where we talk to each other.
So you guys,
and then it's
we got like some stuff going on, but just we're gonna keep you posted. So we are gonna do Fake Truth Yo with SNAFU Snaps and Crew podcasts, and it will be coming soon. No, there's no time of when it's gonna be coming because, like I said, we're in the works of getting logistics figured out. But here pretty soon, Fake Truth and I will be doing a call-in live, kind of Howard Sternish, whatever, just SNAFU and Fake Truthish call-in show, and look forward to that, guys. And JStone78 made us an awesome commercial, and I personally want to thank all the channels out there who helped. Totally Fake Truth. How cool is that, bro? That they did that for us.
No, it's
man.
amazing. A bunch of people posted the trailer to our little idea here, and that's it's awesome because that's you know, it's inspiring because with all this like the algorithms clamping down, like it literally is like from one person to the next, like we got to hand each other the notes, like it's like pamphleting back in the day, basically. It's just like,
Right.
dude, do you know about SNAFU Snaps? You should go check them out. Do you know about Bubba News? Like, go check them out.
Right, yeah, and you're right. It's like handing pamphlets today. So every one of you channels.
Yeah, Brian Knight's in the house. Brian Knight's another classic Foogler. Everybody go check out Brian Knight's channel. He's going hard in the paint too, and that's what I like about this community. You know, it's like
hard.
yeah, because he looks at that
Brian,
scientific data. It's like
keep needing to get a hold of you.
well, that's everybody's got busy lives, but
Yeah, they do. But no, I just wanted to personally say thank you to every one of you guys that are down with this movement, the Truth Yo movement, the We the People Around the World movement, and just the uniting the small YouTubers and everyone together, the big YouTubers, small YouTubers, and it's a powerful thing, dude. And so just, yeah, keep your eyes out for that. And thank you guys, the Ann Lynn Show, for putting our trailer up on your guys' channel. That really meant a lot to Fake Truth and I. And we just keep your eyes out. It's going to be a really cool time when we take calls with you guys and just kind of shoot the breeze with all you guys, you know, and do our thing. I'm excited about it. Aren't you, Fake?
I'm totally excited. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, because I just, you know, that's a big part of it. It's just interacting with America, because that's definitely not what you're doing when you're like looking at, you know, the rest of the media landscape. You're looking at a polished product, and I become very interested in like Ann Lynn Show, CJ, Paige, like who are you? What are you doing? Like, what do you think? Are you humans?
That's how we do it.
Like, we're not all just robots, and that makes me feel less robotic when I like reach out into the ether. But hold up a second, because when did this happen, Bubba? Like, when did Binance get shut down? Because I was actually in that for a little while. Did this just happen?
It's starting. They will no longer allow access of U.S. traders to the exchange starting September 12th of this year.
Right, that's soon, because that's just another signal that they're going to lock the system down at some point in the very near future.
No, you're right. Optics are high.
And just the whole crypto thing. Again, it's like, you want to talk about a rollout, like a controlled. You know how easy it would have been to spread the info, like, yeah, you better get out right before 20K, because it's never going up there again. And then a bunch of people made crazy money, but the real purpose of it was to get everybody's, you know, then everybody did news reports and like, what is a blockchain? Now you need to understand this. And it was all over the local news, and everybody, all of my like normie friends were like, hey dude, do you have a Bitcoin? And I was like,
how are you gonna mine that again?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is this? And I'm actually really pissed that I didn't keep like some more Bitcoin from back in the deep web days. That's my own fault, but at the same time, like, I see it from front to back. Like, what do you think, Bubba, like, about Satoshi? What's his name? Sakura Nakamoto? Do you think he was?
Yeah.
Do you think he was the NSA, or do you think it was legit, like some random dude?
Oh no.
Right, I know. Yeah, the people that got in earlier, the people that set it up, and so many of the Bitcoin transactions over this entire time have just paid China billions and billions and billions.
Oh, crazy! Yeah, because the transaction fee is really actually very high on Bitcoin. You'll lose a ton of money.
Yeah, you will. Oh, and I mean, look at all these guys who are reporting on it. I know AMTV, and I mean just the Bitcoin, but it also reminds me of like with the Space Force. And I know I called Adam a while back. The space coins. You just got to Google it. Space money. Or whatever, I forgot the name of what they called them, but they actually came out with the currency for space now.
Oh yeah, because we're going full global.
We're going Star Wars, bro. We're going deep. We're going hard.
Well, that's I don't know. I guess it's all about distortions, right? I mean, is Brian Knight still here? It's all about
Shinkai Nakamura.
Brian Knight, yeah, he's been monitoring some really heavy stuff too.
Because we're so silly. It's
that dude's been monitoring some heavy stuff.
Well, and that's the trouble with science and scientific research, because people you really do need to go very deep into to even to get a basic understanding, and they know that nobody's doing that. So then you can be like, hey, bro, I'm gonna show you some science, like.
Right.
Like from
and we're all human. Sometimes we're wrong, you know, and we have to call ourselves.
I was thinking about this parable.
And
sometimes I think about stuff. I was like, oh, I should say this on the show. While I got you guys here, I was thinking about like, okay, this whole climate shifting thing. Like imagine that, like, I don't know, you were literally born today, and you were just like alive the whole day, and everything was just like fantastic. You're getting some food, meeting some people, and all that kind of stuff. And you literally had no other information before that day. And then all of a sudden, like, it starts to get dark, and it's like, it's getting more dark. And then, like, it goes completely dark, and you think, you don't know what's going on. Like, it's never going to come back. The light is never, ever going to come back. And that's
Right.
and that's sort of how the story is framed to us. That like, dude, it is getting hot AF. Like, and we are totally screwed. When in reality, like this is a bunch of this is very periodic in parts of natural cycles that we are made to misunderstand, basically.
No, I mean, it is periodic. I mean, we got the Egyptian pyramids, we got Rome, and we got, like, even as far as, like, the cliff dwellings out in Mesa Verde, you know, like, I mean, these are civilizations, generations, and they just had their SH hit the fan events, I guess, because they're not there anymore. They've changed or whatever. And it kind of goes into the mud theory thing as well. And I mean, it just it's all different rabbit holes, as you said. The Mandela effect and the weather changes. And I mean, if you could go down these rabbit holes and go as hard in the paint as Bubba goes on his tweets, I think you'll find a lot of good information, you know, but don't always take everything as a grain of salt, because, you know, you gotta, you know, it's just, it is what it is.
There's just always a lot of sides to everything, and just, I don't know, try to think about situations like personal situations, like, you know, that you had with like a friend or somebody close, you know, and it's like, you can't even understand what that person is thinking, much less like how everything's actually like working. What are the full motivations and all of the systems behind everything?
Right.
I think things are a little more mystical than people are willing to admit, but
no, I believe it. So hey, Bubba, I know before, you mentioned we had 6 Sky King messages recently, okay?
Yeah.
And I saw in Adam's chat, some people didn't know what those were, not, you know, and they're coded messages. And do you want to explain to us what you saw today and maybe kind of what the messages were saying today and the ramp up of them?
I didn't even check them. I just saw it flash across on Twitter. And,
do you want to check them?
Do
you want to check them and see what they said?
I don't know how to read all that stuff either.
Oh, okay.
You know, the Sky King.
What is your thought on those, Fake Truth, the Sky King messages?
Yeah,
crazy.
No, it is. That stuff is really interesting. It's, you know, it's as with all of this stuff, trying to decode somebody else's system that you literally do not have all the information. You're just getting little pieces of it, and it's just like, you know, when there's numbers in news articles, like you get that feeling that there's an organization behind it, but right then all the normies tell you that you're just it's confirmation bias front to back, right? You're just seeing patterns where you want to see patterns. But it's, because as far as, you know, I'm not a Sky King scientist. I don't have anything to do with the military.
No, I'm not either. That's why I said, hey, I got to stop you real quick, because Jenna in our chat said, I love you guys. I started this night put with high anxiety, and now I'm laughing so hard I'm crying. Well, that is freaking awesome, Jenna. Laugh your ass away. I love it. I love it, man.
I appreciate you too, you guys, because
we're able to do this, you know, with all of you guys.
That's just interesting to hear, because I heard a lot of people just on edge today. I can never tell, like, you know, because I'm going through some personal stuff. I can never tell if it's legit just coming out of the 5G routers and giving me stress, or whether it, you know. I think, again, we've been made to blame stuff on ourselves, that like, oh, well, that, you know, I have a headache just because I didn't drink enough water, or, you know, I was yelling at that person or something. You know, you'll find a reason why it's your fault, basically, when maybe it was the electricity.
Guys, but I gotta go eat. I'm hungry.
Oh, tell me about it. I was just about to say we better.
Look, the sun's coming up.
We better wrap this up in a second. Yeah,
we could end it here. You guys, much love to every one of you guys tonight. I just want to say, be prepared and always know what's going on, and just know we are family. We're SNAFU Crew. We're Fake Truth. We're The Bubba News. We're Fugal. We're everyone out there. Homegrown USA. And Jay Stone said, I mean, everyone in this chat, everyone out there, and the people that we haven't reached. Just so much to you guys. Much love. And thanks for having me on the show. Fake Truth, thanks for making this happen. Because, like I said, this was put together on the fly, guys, because we had issues with Bubba News, and then Fake Truth texted me, and he already was thinking on the same line as me. I was like, we're just going to go on Fake Truth and get this up, you know, because we tried it over there. So hopefully we'll get his stuff figured out here soon and all that. But Fake, thanks for making this possible tonight, my man.
Totally, no problem.
Yes,
And that's
thank you so much.
yeah, no, that's what I
You're
love
the
about
man,
this.
bro. I knew
That's
you
what I
would.
love about this community. It's like you know, you guys are awesomely flexible. Like we'll go live all over the place, and then it'll be like, oh yeah, what's up, Scott Rogers? What's up, CJ? Like you know, it's awesome. We're interacting, and that's super appreciated.
I gotta ask before we go one last time. We're gonna ask you guys in the chat room if you like this stream tonight. You know, one, give us a thumbs up for Fake Truth. Help those algorithms hit YouTube. You know, and two, give us a 1 if you like the stream, and a 2 if you didn't. I hope I don't see more 2s than 1s, but I love interacting with the audience, man. It's so cool we can see what they're saying and stuff. So
Totally.
look
Totally.
at that.
No,
We got
let's,
ones popping up, man. We got wands.
That's
One,
what's
one,
up.
one, one.
No, and you know, we don't want to because that's how we are. We're Ghetto Fabulous. We don't want to plan everything, but I guarantee I don't want you know. I'm gonna go ahead and guarantee this wasn't our last triple stream.
No, not at all. Not at all. We're gonna do it up. We're gonna have mini collabs to come, and like I said, the podcast is gonna be a whole different thing. I can't wait for that, Fake. It's gonna be a great time with you and me doing that. But Bubba, you're a rock star for coming on with us and talking. Is there? Yeah, I mean, dude, you're a rock star, my man.
No, thank you so much, guys. My poor wife, she's still asleep. Poor thing.
I
I'm
know,
sitting there
right?
just yapping away. Maybe I should
All right.
put my desk and my computer out in the hallway. I don't know.
She's sleeping there. Well, and I gotta wake up in a couple hours too. I gotta get back to my normcore life. I got work to do tomorrow, guys.
Yeah.
But
I gotta get going.
yeah.
Well, dude, thanks for having us, Fake. You're a rock
Totally.
star, and thanks for making this go down. You know,
Totally.
so like getting her done.
And I totally next time we got to do this again because I'm not able to auto tune sing you guys out because the connection is not working properly with my keyboard. But I'm gonna try to play it out some other way. But yeah, it's been great having everybody here from the chat and from other YouTube channels. This is what humanity could be like.
Truth, yo.
Awesome,
Hashtag.
guys. Awesome, guys.
All right, man. Well, much love to every one of you out there. You guys stay safe and do your thing.
All right, thanks, guys.
We're gonna cut the feed.
Bubba here, not here.
We're gonna cut the feed.
Cut the feed. Feed time, cut.
Can you guys hear the? I just want to give some chords.
Soothing. I feel soothed by that music.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm soothed.
Let's go to sleep, guys.
Aw, maybe I'll sleep to this music. Aw. Now you're.
Yeah, we're going to war with Iran. That's coming soon. So, sorry, guys. Go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Oh, Boogie. Scott always wants Boogie Woogie. How's it go again? I need like a. Boogie Woogie time. No, seriously, I gotta go to sleep. You guys are awesome though. That was a really fun show, and we'll be back soon with some other. I got some TV. I gotta show you Krypton, man. The symbols are crazy town in Krypton. I'm gonna cut. We're here at 1:33. I'm gonna wait until we get to 33 seconds. That's in 3 seconds. I'm gonna stop the stream right at 33:33.